Hello, it is World Wide Web Wednesday, October 2nd, 2019. Steve Sipress here. And this is an experiment. It's taken me a little while with my lack of technological skills, as they say. But I do have excellent teams behind me that are absolute whizzes with technology, so I make a lot of money from it, and I help clients make a lot of money, but I'm not that tech savvy. So what I wanted to do here is something special today for you on World Wide Web Wednesday. I get a lot of feedback that people love most of all the daily videos, and I've done a new daily Facebook Live video for over 2.5 years. So that's, I don't know, it's got to be nearing 1,000 or whatever. I can't do the math right now. Let's see if I get a calculator real quick. Yeah, it's probably close to 1,000 now. And every Monday, I do a Direct Mail Monday where usually I teach lessons on how to make money. Advertising, marketing, sales, those kind of lessons, by using as an example one or more pieces of direct mail that landed in my mailbox during the week. And people said they love that because they see the example as I am giving strategies and tactics and ideas on making money. And so they said, man, it'd be great if you could do that with websites also. And so we're going to give it a go right here. Now, I'm looking for feedback, so let me know in the comments wherever you're watching this, on my blog, podcast, YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter. I don't know if I just mentioned everything. It's all over the place, but let me know in a comment if this is something you want me to do more often, or if I'll do it every Wednesday. I'll do a critique of another website. Now, I will tell you that if this was a positive critique of a fantastic website, I would do it live, and it'd be very simple. All I got to do is click on the pages. But since this is, and you can, I'm guessing you can see it, if you can see what I see on the screen here, is the first page, the home page of this website that is just absolutely awful. And so what I did was, first, I took a screenshot of the 5 or 6 pages of the website, and then you can see I in a rudimentary, inelegant way, blacked out what I believe is anything that will identify whose website this is, because it's awful. And so I don't want to call the person out. And so let's get right to it. This is somebody that I had to talk to today. I do these consultations, by the way. Go to helpfromsteve.com. You get a brief but a free consultation where I will give you help on anything you want to know about effective marketing, advertising, sales, systems, strategies, tactics, anything at all for any type of business that is what is the same for all businesses, are the strategies and tactics used to bring money into the business. As long as you are dealing with human beings, I will share with you strategies and tactics based on human behavioral psychology that work to get people to do what you want them to do. And in this case, since we're running businesses, it's to do business with you, to give you money, give you more money, give you money more often, refer you to other people, give you money, all that kind of good stuff. Go to helpfromsteve.com. So I did this, had this talk today with this person who is a coach. And he said he's some kind of a brain expert. You can't tell that, I don't think, from the website here. And I couldn't tell. I was totally baffled and confused with whatever he was trying to tell me, which is actually, now that I think of it, it's, I guess, another story for another day. But and I've worked with a whole bunch of them, every psychiatrist, psychologist, those kind of people, and maybe this brain guy as well. Almost all of them are so completely messed up in the head. Maybe it's because they study messed up people and they talk to messed up people all day long, and they just are. Their brains are completely scrambled and fried, and they're among the most messed up business people, if not I think they're by far the most messed up business people are psychiatrists and psychologists that I've ever come across, and I've come across and helped thousands of them over the decades. This guy's saying he's some kind of a, should have known when he said he was some kind of a brain something or other, that he would have a lot of trouble communicating and getting out of his own brain. And so let's look at his website, which is just completely awful. So, and you can probably see, here's the homepage. So it's the most basic font. That's the look of the type of the words on the page. He's got a couple of very basic fonts. He's got a serif font here. That's the little curly cues you see on the letters that should not be used online. This, a sans serif, doesn't have any curly, these little tips on the T and on the R and so forth. Those are for offline. This is a font for online. So there's one error there. But anyway, you can just see how just basic and ugly this thing is. Although, I like the image. Guess it's the image of coaching. Somebody needs help. They're looking up in the mountain to the guru, I guess, where this guy is. He's put his name there, which I have inelegantly blacked out. Calls himself Coach Blank. And he's put on there, I guess this is his prospect looking up. Now, another issue I just saw is the image doesn't fit in the space. And so it's kind of double image here. But anyway, that's not a big deal. But let's go down the page here. Can I go I got to go over here. I have a couple of screens here. So yeah, as I move down my screen here, let's see if this works. So as we scroll down the home page, we see at the top we've got home. Look at that. We've got the home. We can click on services, homes where we are. We can click on about and click to the blog and the contact. Now that's all good stuff for a coach. So that's basically all you need for a coach. I have all of mine at stevesipress.com on one page. I have all that stuff on one page. Except my blog. My blog is a separate blog. RhinoDaily.com is the Rhino Daily blog that has been going with at least one daily post for, I think, about 7 years. So I took that off of my main site, and that's a site all its own. But otherwise, this is all good stuff here. And there you see, now that I see that I get this little hand here on the screen somehow, you see the two different fonts. This is the serif font, has a little fancy little edges on the letters. The T has these little tips on it, and here this is the sans serif. You don't see any fancy little tips on here. This is an online font. This is harder to read online. It should not be used online unless it's really, really big or for some special effect. On the Rhino Daily blog, by the way, if you go to rhinodaily.com, you will see I use a theme of a newspaper, of a daily newspaper, and so I do use a serif newspaper type of font, because that's a print type of font, just to give the idea that you're reading a newspaper. Again, I'm an old school guy. And so but more importantly, it's not about me. I connect and I look for prospects who are kind of still, I know it's 2019 here, almost 2020, but a little bit stuck in the old ways of doing things. And so that newspaper feel is conveys to my ideal target prospect, hey, I'm lost with the online type of stuff, which who could not be? I mean, it's so incredibly, utterly confusing, all the various online stuff that's changing all the time, and new websites and new social media things coming up all the time. So if you're not confused by it, there's a problem. Either you're an expert in it, in one of those areas, or else you're wasting way too much time becoming an expert in them when you should be working on much more important things and much more higher level things that bring in a lot more money into your business than wasting time figuring out online stuff. Again, unless that's your business, is you're some kind of an online, you're a website builder, or you run Facebook ads for people or something like that. Otherwise, leave all that stuff to the experts. Anyway, so here you see the sans serif online font, how we help. And then we've got back to the less readable serif font with all the fancy little curls at the end of these words here. But anyway, how we help, removing obstacles, very impersonal is what I'm getting at. These are all stock images, if you ask me. I really don't think these are any photos of anyone, of his prospects or himself or anyone he knows. They just look to me very much stock photos and very stock, boring, plain copy. So you don't want to do this stuff. It might be copied from somewhere or just taken as a template. But man, you really want to, if your business is important to you, hopefully it is, you want to get people that are good at every area of your business on your team, and that includes your website, which is often the first thing people search. This guy did tell me it's the in disguise term for I am an absolutely horrible marketer or advertiser. I'm just terrible at marketing and advertising. It's the key word, the key line is always, oh, I get all my business from referral. Referrals are fantastic for some people. Other people hate them because if you do poorly for a referred client, then you lose both the referred client and the client who did the referring. But otherwise, for generally, if you do it right, people love referrals, but referrals should always be a bonus on top of all the clients you're getting with your marketing and sales systems that are churning out as many leads and clients as you can handle, or the other way around. The marketing and advertising clients are the bonus on top of your referrals. But either way, why would you ignore one or the other? I always say, people who know me know I'm always saying, I live in an and world, not an or world. I don't believe it doesn't make any sense to do one or the other. Why not do both? I get referrals and I also get non-referrals to my business. But this website isn't going to, not only is it not going to draw anyone who doesn't know this person, but it's going to lose a whole bunch of referrals. I mean, unless you're different than me and pretty much everyone I know or ever have talked to about it, even when you get a referral, the days are gone where you just simply trusted the referral and just called immediately, said, give me the number and called, unless it's an emergency, right? So if you wake up and God forbid there's brown sludge all over your kitchen floor and you need a plumber, and you might immediately ask your neighbor or call some relative in town or someone real quick, give me a good plumber. Otherwise, and then you'd call them immediately to stop that brown sludge as soon as possible. But otherwise, non-absolute emergency, you're more likely to look the person up. So I have a non-emergency business. Ought to be an emergency if you're not making as much money as possible through advertising, marketing, and sales, because especially right now, as we record this in October 2019, here in the U.S. economy is booming. And if you're not taking advantage of that, ouch, you got to make up for the last 10 years of a morose, stagnant, horrible economy. Now's the time. Who knows when it's going to turn again? So you ought to look at your marketing and advertising and sales as an emergency. It's got to be fixed now. But most people don't. They say, someone will help me with that. I don't know. Let's check them out. And to check them out, one of the things they're going to do right away is go find my website, do a search for it, or go to the website that they see somewhere or they hear about, or they just see my name is Steve Sipress. They might type that in, stevesipress.com. What do you know? They'll come to my website. And so if someone does that, gets a referral here and says, let's see how good a coach this guy is. I hope he's a good coach, but he's really not telling me that he is. He's got stock stuff here. We all have places in our life where we are blocked working together. So he's got passive tense. That's awful. We will identify those blocks and find ways for you to overcome them. Be your best self. Life is full of opportunities. It's my job to help you figure out which opportunities to take advantage of. I don't really care what your job is. I don't care anything about you. I want to know about me. So how you can help me is all, this kind of stuff. You can live the life you want. That I want to know. Be your best self. That I want to know. I don't really care what your job is or that you'll identify blocks. I'm not interested in that. I'm interested in the results, not how you get them. Certainly not on the first page, maybe deep into the website or the blog or something. If I really care how you get them, I might want to read about it. But right away, you've got to convince me why to contact you, right? Why this is such a good referral, why this is the greatest life coach for me. When you choose to live a dream, so the title's good. Be your best self, live your dreams, removing obstacles. Okay, that all is good stuff. The descriptions could use some help. And again, it's all just too basic and just seems very impersonal and stock. And stock is just a term for just, a not personal photo. You buy them from websites that sell photos to newspapers, magazines, websites. They're called stock photos. They're just like these, plain generic photos of, like when you buy a picture frame in a store and it comes with a photo in it of a smiling person or couple or whatever. That's called a stock photo. Hopefully you replace that. You take it home. You don't put that up on the wall, do you? You replace it with a personal photo of yourself, your loved ones, your family, your pets, whatever it is. Well, same thing here. You don't want to use stock photos, even if they came with the template. You want to replace them with photos of you, your prospects, your clients, your success, things that show the success you've gotten. Okay, then here, subscribe. Why? What am I subscribing to? Okay, I put in my email address, but why? You got to tell me what I'm going to get. What's in it for me? What's the benefit? What am I subscribing to? Sign up. And then hopefully these buttons work. I didn't click on it, but hopefully they go to YouTube, LinkedIn, Instagram, and Facebook so I can, find out more about you. And you're really hoping people do that, because there is nothing here, as you will see as I go through the pages. There's nothing here about you or personal to you at all, or anything that really is going to get me to do business with you. At least it's a fairly new website. Could have been put up yesterday, could have been put up 10 months ago. It's copyright 2019 by Coach Blank, which I like. I like the fact he calls himself Coach and his name. And it's a nickname. It's not his full name, like on LinkedIn. When he contacted me, he had a whole full name, including a suffix. But right here, it's very personal, which I like. It's Coach Blank, a nickname. But then look, no wonder. It says right here, if you can read it, get that off of the screen, please. Get off the screen. Maybe I got to hold this still to get it off the screen. No, I have to move it. There you go. Jeez. All right, maybe I'll move it over. Okay, on the bottom there in the middle, it says powered by GoDaddy Website Builder, and that kind of explains it all. So that's a free, you get a GoDaddy domain for 10 or 12 bucks or whatever, and I think for free, they say, do you want to build a website for free? And it's worth every penny, as you can see. It is a real piece of crap. I'm sure you can do something better with it, but this is done really poorly. And besides, it's none of anyone's business who built your website. Even if you paid 10 grand to some expert to build your website, of course, they want to put their name on the bottom and say built by, Joe's Websites Inc., or hopefully they're a smarter name for their company. But that's like when you wear pants and you wear the label on the back that says Levi's or whatever. Like you're advertising that company, or people drive around a car. And once the car gets to the dealer said, well, in the old days, they would drill holes in it and put the name of their dealership right there on the back of the car. They like to put the windshield, the license plate holders with the names of their dealerships. And, of course, whatever make of the car, they like to put their car name on it, Ford, Chevy, Rolls Royce, Mercedes, whatever. You're advertising for them. Well, it's the same with the website. No one says you have to do all that. Now, of course, a lot of people have a Rolls Royce. They actually really like that thing on the winged whatever thing on the front. In fact, those are often stolen off of Rolls Royces, and they go and replace them because it's a big status symbol. But if it just says, Kia or whatever, like, why do you care to advertise that? So why would you care to advertise GoDaddy here? Get that off of there. Not to mention it does display that this person, here's my thinking. If this person has as little respect and care for his coaching as he does for his marketing, which is his website, like, I don't want to go anywhere near this guy. This looks to me to a guy who just started in business yesterday. He threw this up for free because he is broke, because he has no clients. It's that kind of feeling. I'm not getting a feeling here. This is a seasoned coach who's been around a long time. He's highly recognized as an expert in the field. And otherwise, something would be on here that would say that, right? So let's go to the next page. As if we clicked on this services, I got the next page should come up here. And there it is. So it's great. It's grayed out. We're on the services now, and I like the fact he has his name again at the top. I blacked it out, but it's Coach Blank, a nickname. But then on services, immediately does it tell me about services? No, it just says book your next appointment now. I like that there's a call to action. There's a strong call to action, but it's too early. Why am I going to book it? I just came to see what services you have. Do you have in-person meetings? Do you have online meetings? Do you have group calls? Do you have one-on-one calls? Do you have a video series for me to see? What are the services? But all I see is strategic coaching, 1 hour, and then price varies. And I did click on this, by the way, and it just gets to his calendar. I could have clicked out all those pages, but when I went to click on the book, I forgot to save this page, but the book page. When I went to the book, it had an online calendar, which is nice. However, every single day had all the same times available, which told me that he doesn't have a single appointment booked, at least not through that calendar or whatever it's integrating to. And again, that just throws off I should have recorded, because that was what gave me a really bad feeling about this coach, was he's got a completely empty calendar. Every single day had 9 to 5 or 9 to noon and 1 to 5 or whatever it was. Every single appointment was open every day for the whole month. And it's October 2nd. I didn't click further than that, but I clicked on every day of the month, and they were all the same. Every single appointment open. So hopefully, my goodness, he's booking appointments that he's not integrating and putting onto that calendar. Hopefully he doesn't have a completely empty life for the whole month. He did tell me he gets all his business from referrals, which could easily mean he gets no business. But anyway, but also price varies. It didn't have any pricing. Didn't say anything about the price, but I understand the price varies, but explain why. Explain what that means. Hey, maybe you want group coaching, maybe one-on-one, maybe you want a package. So if you prepay for 6 months, or you prepay for a year, you get this, or if you pay up front, you get that, or this, or that. Explain the different package. I thought that's what would happen here if I come to services. I'd see the different, or there'd be a page that says packages, but generally that would be under services. And that's it. That's the whole page, right? That's it. There's the footer at the bottom that does say copyright 2019, which is good, and there's a little name, which is good, but then again, powered by GoDaddy, which is bad. And so this is just bad, is it not? Doesn't give you a lot of confidence. Let's go to the next page, as if I click on this word about, and here's the about. Again, it's got the same header. That's the part at the top. The nav bar, the navigation bar, it's known as, with the different things you can click on. Got his name, I blacked it out. About me, again, really boring. I mean, that type is boring, it's tiny, it's just terrible looking. About me, and again, no photos of him. Not a single photo or word, doesn't even have his name. So all it ever says here is coach and his first name, which is a nickname. None of these pages even saw his last name, if I remember correctly. I haven't seen it yet. Even on the About Me, this is where you want to, excuse me, I'll do a quick drink of water. This is where you want to tell your personal story. That's what's unique about you that no one could ever take away, no matter how big or small or local or whatever anyone thinks they have an advantage over you. No one has your story of why you're in business and why you love what you do and why you're so effective at it and all that. Tell your story. Instead, my goal is to help you reimagine your life with extensive experience in life. Again, passive tense, terrible. So he paid no one to do the website. If you ask me, if he did, he got incredibly ripped off. He clearly paid no one to write this copy if he did, he got incredibly ripped off because it's just terrible. You never want to use passive tense. With extensive experience in life coaching and a vast history of client success. Does this show a vast history of client success? I'm losing trust here because I don't see anything that says how you have a vast history of client success. Where's all the testimonials, case studies? Where's even a single blurb of anyone saying, I love the guy? I almost said his name. I love blank. Let's call him Joey. I love Joey. Not a single anything. My individualized positivity approach will help you attain your goals. Professionalism and experience as a professionally, again, passive tense, as a professionally trained and experienced life coach. Says who? Where were you trained? What experience do you have? Tell me anything. Tell me your story here. Or is this you, or is that you? Are you coaching kids? Is that what you're saying now? Or is this you? Or is this your client? Is your client meditating? Or is your client a kid athlete? Or is your client a student? A kid, student? Because if they were adult athlete, wouldn't you have a picture of an adult athlete here? Because I see that looks like the coach got a clipboard, and there's the teacher's got an iPad, and she's clearly seems like the teacher, and the kids are all learning. But why not adults? Unless your clients are kids. But I don't see that here. I don't have any explanation of who you're looking, who I should be. I'm getting the whole wrong idea here that you're not for me. I'm not a kid, or I'm not looking just to meditate. So I have the tools and understanding to help you create the life you imagine and get a renewed sense of self. Wish I could stop that from coming up all the time. Committing to a healthier life. If you know how to stop that from coming up, please put it in the comments so I can see it, even if you're watching the replay. Thank you. Committing to a healthier lifestyle is just that, a commitment, and it's a big one that will take a lot of dedication. He's even got a misspelling there, typo. My commitment is, now typos aren't really bad, but I mean, it's not a lot of copy here. The typo kind of stands out with the rest of the stuff, just sloppy, nothing here. My commitment is to provide you with accountability, understanding, and support. Okay, it all sounds just so basic. Now, look at that. We have a reason to subscribe. Sign up to hear from us. I don't know who us, because all he keeps saying is I, me, my. That's all you keep seeing. But suddenly it's us. Which, again, I just think this is a stock copy. There's just a sentence from a template, from just, what he thinks he's supposed to say. Sign up to hear from us about specials, sales, and events. Do coaches have sales or specials or event or any of it? I mean, it just seems like it's for a retail store. Retail stores have special sales and events. Mother's Day event this weekend only, blah, blah, blah. At this time of year, be a Halloween event. Anyway. Email address, at least there's a reason to sign up, but to hear about special sales and events? No, that's not what I want to hear from a coach. I want to hear some tips on how to be healthier, on how to create the life you imagine. Well, if that's what I want, first I might want to hear from you with some information so I can, because there's nothing really here, but I want to see if you know your stuff, if you can give me some good advice and tips. I mean, that's what you're getting here. I like I said, I've recorded a new live video and put it all over the web for every single day for over 2.5 years. And then people contact me all the time. First of all, you can go to helpfromsteve.com, get a free consultation, but people will contact me all the time and say, I love your stuff and I want some help. Obviously, you know what you're doing, and thanks for all the help. And so far, I've made some money with it. Now I want to make a lot of money. So I want your help one-on-one, or I want you to, what else you got? And so a lot of times for a coach, a consultant, that type of person, you want to give some advice so that people can get an idea what kind of advice you're giving. Because, again, I don't see any on here anywhere. Tools you need to flourish, again, stock photos, some rocks. That's the same one from the first page, right? The off-centered, somehow with all this big door or whatever that is. And this is, just a person out there in the water. Like, I want to empower you to be yourself, best selves. I provide friendly and constructive advice. Give me some friendly and constructive advice by me signing up. Email me some, I'll judge whether it's friendly and constructive. Send it to me, or at least put it on here somewhere. I will help you realize your goals and provide you with a roadmap. Okay, this all sounds kind of good, but also sounds like every single life coach out there. Life can be stressful. Gee, if it's not, I don't know if you don't have any stress in life, I think that just means you're dead. Well, that's the only way to avoid stress. So, of course, life is stressful, but anyway. I want to give you the advice and tools you need to maximize. I don't really care what you want to give me. I don't care what you want. I care what anyone wants. Nobody cares what you, dear viewer or listener or reader, want. All they want to know is what they're going to get. To maximize your personal, it all sounds good, but it all sounds like every single life coach ever created in the history of Earth. And so now we have reviews. Good. Now we have reviews, what other people say about you, because you've heard me say it a lot. Got it from one of my mentors, Dan Kennedy. I don't know where he got it, but what others say about you is more powerful, 100 times more powerful than what you say about yourself. I say it's 1,000 or 1,000,000 times more powerful, especially nowadays in an age where we have a tremendous lack of trust. And so what other people say, Amazon reviews, eBay feedback, Facebook comments, YouTube comments, what other people say about us, especially this guy who claims he gets all his business, which could be none, but he says he gets it all from referral, then he knows how powerful what other people say about him. So if he's got all this vast experience, which he said here, he's got all this vast experience, I forget where it was, but it was on here somewhere. He's got a vast history of client success, and yet not a single review. They're coming soon. Ouch. That just tells me, so he says he's professional, but does this website, do you feel it's professional? I feel it's terrible. So any or all of these mistakes are ones you want to avoid. FAQ, which seems like it should be on a separate page. What page is this on again? About me. About has FAQ, should be a separate page. Those are frequently asked questions. Why can a life coach do for me? Shouldn't that be what can a life? Again, I'm not critiquing the grammar or the typos, but come on, that just seems unprofessional and sloppy. Now, a life coach can support you. I can help you stay motivated. There's the I again. What kind of commitment do I need to make? So do I need to make? I can help you, or who is I? Is I the reader? Is I the writer? We don't, it's very confusing and jumbled and messed up here. Every client jointly signs a commitment contract with their life coach. Does that mean with you? With me? I'm so confused here. Again, with the teaching, it seems like these are high school kids, maybe. Again, with the out in the middle of nowhere thing. And again, with the same teacher we saw, I think, on this page above. Yeah, there she is. So she's in the classroom this way with kids on the tablet. And then down here, she's smiling right at you with kids behind her. But okay, I like the smiling part. It's very approachable. I like the idea, the graphics of telling a story. Just be nice if it was him, or if they were consistent. If it was constantly a guy telling, again, should I be a kid? Is this me wondering what's going on and walking around and needing a coach? Or am I a high school girl? Am I a young kid? Am I an athlete? The whole thing is crazy. So those are the frequently asked questions. Why can a life coach do for me? What kind of commitment do I need to make? How do we get started? I like the how do we get started. We're bringing people to a call to action. The first step is to schedule an introductory session. In that session, we will get an idea of how we worked it. Now, is that a paid session? Is it a free session? You might want to say it. And then you want to have a button or a form or something right here so they can take the action. Otherwise, how do we get started? First step is to schedule an introduction session. You don't even tell me how to do that. I have to figure it out by knowing that I have to go back up here, click over to the services page to get to that book an appointment now thing. No, make it much easier for people. They're not all going to be like me and picking going through this like a fine-tooth comb and remembering everything about your site. When you say the first step is, right there, you got to give them a way to take that first step. Schedule an introductory session. Boom, click here, fill out this form, or call me now, or whatever it is. And by the way, on that homepage, there was the phone number, I think, on there, which I also blacked out. So I forgot to mention I blacked it out because the phone number was there. All right, next, we click on the blog. Now, here's where I like the idea because, like I said, I want to get a sample of this great teaching you have and this vast history of client success and your individualized positivity approach. I want to find out your style here, which you've told me about is what? It's a friendly style. I forget where it is in all these plain things here, but I remember you saying something about you had a friendly style. I want to see this friendly style. All right, forget it. Let's just go to it. Next page is the blog. My blog. Oh, post coming soon. Really? So you have this vast history, and yet you have no reviews. You have no blog posts. Look here, I'll give you a hint. If you have no reviews, don't put up reviews coming soon. If you have no posts of a blog, don't put up a page of blog. You don't have to put it up yet. Like I said, all this stuff is on my, I'll take this down if it looks like I didn't black that name out completely at the top. That you want to, again, I'm just doing that because when I'm calling a website out like this, I don't want to call out the person and embarrass them. There's no need to do that. This is just in general, as you can see, to me, extremely ineffective. I cannot imagine, in fact, how this person gets any stranger to take any action here or ever want to talk to them. And it's my experience that websites like this lose tons of referrals. So you might get, if it's such a strong referral, if it's somebody's brother, sister, husband, wife, boss, somebody really powerful in their life and really trusted, that they will, despite this disastrous website, still call for this coach, then I guess you'll get the referral. But I would think you're probably losing 2/3 to 60, 70, 80, 90% of your referrals are coming here and going, oh, I can't believe the person referred me to this. This guy's a clown. Because that's just, the website is a clown. Again, we have the reason, but it's a silly reason. As if you're a retail store, that you have specials and sales and events to subscribe, and a picture of someone with a suitcase on the subscribe. I don't get it. Okay, so that's the blog. Nothing. Strange to me. And then let's click the last page. Here's the contact form. And again, you just have a basic, generic, crappy form. Contact us. Which again, I've gotten a feeling through this is there's no us. It's just you. It's your name, which you put at the top. And you just keep saying I, me, my, I, me, my. I don't see any us. So I would say contact me. And I wouldn't say contact me anyway, but what questions do you have? Or so, come on. Send message. It's just all basic template crappy. And again, it just screams of no experience, no clients, no history, no expertise, no feedback, no reviews. You put this up yesterday. You just came out of high school and you're putting this up, and you don't care about how people see you. You don't care about, you don't put any money, time, or effort in. Very little effort, no money, very little time, it looks like, to who you are. Are you going to put any time, care, or attention into me? I mean, if you put the same attention to me as you did your own website, I'm never going to reach any of my goals or dreams or anything you're talking about here. So then we have, I guess we fill it out with the message, we click send, and, well, I like this thing, start living today. Send me a message right now. I like the strong call to action. Send me a message right now, and send me, and we will get you started, or I will get you started. Of course, both have no place in communication. Nobody cares what you will do. Send me a message right now, and you will get started on the path to living a life that you love. What do you mean will get you started? How about you will get? I want to know what I'm going to get. I don't care what you're going to do. Together, we can work out a plan to get you on your way. I would take out the word can. Again, I'm not critiquing the copy here, but we will. Assume the sale. Like, be confident here. Together, we will work out a plan. We can work out a plan. Well, you can. What's it based on? Your apparent lack of experience and expertise. Now he's got his name and his phone number. Well, there's the phone number, so I blacked it out. So at least it's on the contact us page. I think it might have also been on the home page. I blacked it out. Send me a message right now, but that's what should be up here. Instead of just contact us and send the message, there you go. This should be there, and a more powerful message of send me a message so that you will get blah, blah, blah. Tell me why I should send you a message. And there you go. And if he does get all his business through referral, which I believe, because I can't believe he gets any business any other way, certainly not through this website, but he might also include on here referred by. Let me know who referred you so I can thank them, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, that's it. That's his entire website. Now, hopefully he put it up yesterday, and so all this coming soon stuff already, by the time I publish this video, by tomorrow, it's already all fixed. However, I don't get that idea. And secondly, even if you've got a brand new website with some of the stuff coming soon or whatever, like maybe one thing could be coming soon. Maybe you could have 10 reviews and say we got more coming soon, or you got 10 blog posts, you say plenty more coming soon. I'm migrating them over from my old blog. It's coming soon, something like that. But first of all, that's got to be up right away, because if you have any, even on Fiverr, Fiverr.com, where you get stuff for $5, you could pay someone $5 or $10 and they throw up a better website than this, and it'd be up right away. So be careful of the coming soon. It better be fixed within hours or the next day at the most. Otherwise, my advice, if you have stuff coming soon, don't put it up yet. You can add the page later. So there's a few good things about this. A lot remains. Now, this is the website that he put on my form when he went to helpfromsteve.com, and it's, I guess it said, what's your website, or we put it on there. But when I found his profile on LinkedIn, he had this website, an old website, which here it is. So here's his old website. It's got the phone number at the top of the middle, and instead of his name, it has this really bogus looking logo and the name of his company, I believe, which I blacked out. But this is old, and I did not click on all. I think I might have clicked, but I didn't. I'm not going to go through all these pages, but you can see on the bottom, this one's copyright 2015. Even if your website has been put up 4 years ago, you might want to put copyright 2015-2019 in this case, or whatever year it currently is, to let people know that's when you were founded. But you also understand that you've updated it since then, because this just looks like, and it very likely may be, not updated for 4 years. Again, who cares who created it? Why are you advertising for this company? Like, believe me, the company that put this up shouldn't want this advertised. This is just absolutely terrible looking. Google Plus doesn't even exist anymore. Anyway, and you've got all these deprecated functions. Your website is completely malfunctioning, but it's old. So the fault here is not necessarily with the website, although I would take it down. I would have a redirect. Again, get to your web person, have this redirected to your new site so that nobody goes here anymore, because again, it just shows sloppiness, and if you care as little about yourself and your own marketing as you do about me, no thanks. I don't want you coaching me. Now, if you were like me and you're a marketing coach, you certainly don't want this stuff. So I appreciate if anyone goes to my site and sees some stuff not working, let me know. And I do hear from that. Once in a while with broken links and things don't work, I get my web guys right on it. But even for somebody who's not in marketing, this is not good for the public to see this. So I shouldn't even find the site. And this is the site you have on LinkedIn. You should have it. Well, you shouldn't even have it point to that site either, because that's a disaster. So you should just take your website off completely and not let anyone know it exists yet until you get a website that's at least presentable, and because this does more harm to you than having no website. Okay, so good website's positive. No website is neutral, I guess, or a little negative. Bad website, very negative. You don't want to have bad websites, very negative. That would be like walking around and going to a wedding in a ripped shirt and ill-fitting pants, and that's worse than just wearing jeans, having a suit that is ripped and torn and doesn't fit or whatever. Like, it's right. That would just be worse. In my case, where I have very little hair, like having messy hair might be seen as worse than having no hair. Although it's a whole nother story, since we happen to have like a leading presidential candidates, including one of the websites with some of the most disastrous hairdos ever created by mankind. I think our current president is going to win that award for all time. But evidently he's the president, so what the hell do I know? It must work for him. And that's another story for another day. I could explain why it does and why he does that. But anyway, so there again, his name. I like the call to action. Hire me today. Call for a free quote. Call for a free quote. What's that? How about call for a free initial consultation? And then you quote them. But if you want to work with them, or if you think you can help them. What if you don't think you can help them? You don't quote them anything. I get that all the time. You go to helpfromsteve.com, I give you free help. At the end, very often people say, well, now can you tell me how much your services cost? I'm like, for you, they're free. They say, yeah, but what about becoming, oh, no, I'm not going to take you on as a client. You're not ready for that. It's not, you're not, at this point in my career, it's not something I want to work with, your situation or your whatever it is. And so there's no quote. You just get free help, helpfromsteve.com. That's where you can go right now. And at the very least, you get a whole bunch of free help from me. And then he's got I like the nice smiling photo. I blacked it out all but the smile. I wanted you to see he is smiling and approachable and friendly. Like he says, yeah, that conveys that. Oh, and the other thing is that's his photo on LinkedIn, which I like also. So he's got a common theme. This is the website that you'll link to from his LinkedIn account, and it has the same profile photo as the profile photo on LinkedIn. So I like that consistency. That's good. Otherwise, again, stock photo. This is just some kind of two actors that are acting like they're a couple. They're not even really a couple, very likely. They're likely just actors, models. And so now he's a strategic life coach, speaker, fearless aging expert, whatever that means, health specialist, consultant. There is no fee discovery session. I like it. So why don't you say that? Why would you say call for a free quote? Why don't you say fill out the form for your no fee, which I would use the most powerful word in the history of advertising, marketing, and sales, the word free, instead of right here, you say a free quote. There you use it. That's powerful. No fee, not nearly as powerful. And you say how positive you are, that's negative. So I would say a free quote instead of using the word no on there. Not call for a free quote. Fill out the form below for your free discovery session where you will receive A, B, and C without X, Y, and Z or whatever. And then welcome to his company where you'll be encouraged, energized, elevated, blah, blah, blah. This is better written than his new site, but it's still not great. And it's very plain and boring and it just screams of cheap, quick, I did it myself, or I had someone really cheap do it. And so do you put as little effort into your continuing education? Do you not keep up on the latest strategies to help me as a coach? Because you clearly don't keep up with the latest strategies in website design or building or anything. So, you want to be careful. You want to have your marketing, your advertising, your sales systems display that you care, that you are up on the latest, of anything. Just subconsciously, people see this and think you're operating out of your mom's basement and you've never had a client before. There, I'll just say it. And so that's about it. So that's it. Let me know if you agree, disagree. I'm sure there's some other things you might have seen on there. Let me know in the comments wherever you're watching this, and let me know if in general you want me to do more of these World Wide Web Wednesday videos where they're like my Direct Mail Monday videos where I use samples of actual websites as I go through these strategies and tactics and make my comments and suggestions for what's right, what's wrong, how it could be helped, all that kind of good stuff. And again, as always, if you want help specifically with your website or anything in your business that pertains to bringing in money, advertising, sales, marketing, communications, any of that, go to helpfromsteve.com and I'll help you out. That'll do it for World Wide Web Wednesday. I ran extremely long today. Next time I do one of these, I'll make it much shorter and briefer if I do them again. That's up to you. Let me know in the comments. And I'll be back tomorrow on Throwback Thursday. Thanks everyone being here today. I hope this went out and I hope it worked. And I will catch you tomorrow. Over and out. Bye-bye.